I would just say don't pigeonhole players if they're really tall at a young age. Don't pigeonhole them into one position. Let them explore and see where they can go from there. When I was a kid, loved the Dikembe Mutombo. Was blocking shots, rebounding, playing aggressive. I remember watching Shaq early 2000s win a three-peat and go on to win an MVP. I wish that I could play like Tim Duncan. Got to spend some time with him while he was playing in the summer in San Antonio. Got to work out with Tim. That was life-changing, and got to work out with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as well. So I used to watch film on all those guys, sky hooks, jump hooks, and that was my childhood right there. Kareem would kill in this generation because he is efficient with his post-ups. In 2013 or 14, my last year with the Pacers, Popeye Jones told me that the team had a meeting with stats guys, and they said the one-on-one post-up is the worst shot in basketball because it's basically one and done, there's no movement. You shoot threes, there's opportunities for offensive rebounds and kicking out for more threes or layups. So the fact that, Kareem was basically a dead-eye, sky hook and went in probably 98% of the time, why not dump it into him all the time? The goal of today's modern NBA players are probably, for big guys, are to stretch the floor and create space so the other four guys who are generally guards or forwards who are stretch forwards can either shoot or drive to the paint. It's very much stat-oriented. The first inkling I got of this was, I believe, my second All-Star year, which may have been 2014. They had taken out the center position in the All-Star game, and I don't toot my own horn or anything like that, but from what I was told in terms of voting-wise, if they had kept the center position, I probably would have been a starter on the All-Star team, but I could be wrong. You can go back and look at the stats. But once they took away the center position, I kind of knew things were kind of changing. And then again, they said the one-on-one post-up is the worst shot in basketball. So from what the statisticians said. So that's what analytics rules the game now. To tell you the truth, I don't feel one way about it. I played in an era where I was efficient. I was able to score in the paint. I made the most of my time on the court, but I love the fact that big guys are going inside and out. Dirk really changed the game, so you have big guys that can play inside and outside. So I love it. I have a son. If he chooses to play basketball, I'm gonna tell the coaches, don't put my son as a center. Make him be a regular player. Teach him how to dribble, shoot, everything like that. When I was a kid, they told me, I was like 6'8" in 8th grade, they told me to stand in front of the basket and just shoot jump hooks. So I definitely want to have any kid that plays basketball just to work on their total game as opposed to just being pigeonholed as a center. Dirk changed the game, because he's able to score so efficiently with that 1-foot fadeaway jump shot off the post move. He basically has an icon, an image of his shot on the Mavs court. So that goes to show how he changed the game. So it really goes to show Dirk could post up at the free throw line. That's a very hard place to be able to double team people, and he's able to one dribble, two dribble, turn around, fade away off of 1 foot off that post up move, and it's pretty much shooting over any other 3 or 4 man that was guarding him. So very efficient, changed the game. Dirk is a game changer. In terms of how the game has changed for big guys on the defensive end, you have to be a smart player. And not to say that the players in the past weren't, but you have to be able to know, all right, I'm the 5-man, I'm more than likely guarding a stretch 4 or a stretch 5 who could shoot threes. My first inclination is when somebody gets beat to the basket that I have to go help. And then as a result of helping, that makes the offensive player who's driving kick it out to the big guy on the wing, and then that causes the rotations. So you have to be able to talk early, see if you're needed on the help side, drive, or you stay home and hopefully the other 4 guys could figure it out. but you have to be able to move your feet. You have to be mobile. You basically have to be, very nimble on your feet if you're a big guy. If I was in high school at 7'2", as a big man, I'd work on ball handling drills, being able to dribble up the court, read the defense, shoot threes, slash, be an all-around player as opposed to just a center who just specialized in the paint. I want to be able to score and be a threat anywhere I am on the court. I mean, I have the pleasure of working with a big guy right now, Joel, and he is extremely efficient in the post. He can kill you from inside and out. So, I mean, all I can say is he works on his game every day. Very forceful, very powerful. He lifts, works out, and he puts himself in the best position possible, preparing-wise, to be able to finish in the paint, back to the basket, turn face, anything like that. So, I mean, I'd all have to say just keep being in the lab, working on your game. I love the era that I played in. Playing against those Miami Heat teams, Indiana and the Pacers, going up against the tough Chicago teams. I enjoyed it. I got to play against some of the best. I could look myself in the mirror and say, I did my best, win, lose, or draw. But it was an exciting time to play. I appreciate the years that I did play, and I hope that I can give back to the team that I'm on now, coaching-wise.
The evolution of this pace and space game.
Big man could do more.
That's stupid and asinine.
It's cute.
You're better off shooting a three.
I'd be Michael Jordan in this era.
I'm old school.
You have to adapt or change sports.